still with us. Nicholas, what up? We still riding with you. Some stop, gave up. I'm on the course with you, walk with you, talk with you. You gave a mother's love for our children, building a revolution. Yes, we were building. You're some more than a street sign. Starlight Sicilian, I'm feeling it's more. Must be more than this feeling. It's got to be real if you feel what I'm feeling.
More appeals that appealing. Still when I wait for the system. And I won't be a victim. And my freedom, still when I get them. More appeals that appealing. Still when I wait for the system. And I won't be a victim. For my freedom, still when I get them. Rock when I lead them. Ibaye, Ibaye. Dano, Ibaye, Ibaye. Dano, Ibaye, Ibaye. Dano, Ibaye, Ibaye. Dano,
Look at your strong kin, what a legacy. We still pray to be better than the enemy. I ain't your target practice, I'm blacksmith alchemy. We way beyond average multiverse galaxy. That'll be nebula, cellular galaxy. All within I and me, all for the world to see. I talk, put around a speech. I walk, leave behind recliner seats. We put the rise in power to the rest in peace. Make your soul rise in power, suffering rest in peace. We love you.
Ibaye, Ibaye, yo.
Peace, party people. Welcome and joining us for our 5th national live stream. I would say international because we live stream it, so people around the world are tuning in to what's going down. This is going to be a pretty heavy event. If you're the first time joining, welcome. Get some water. Have anything that you need to ground yourself. Hopefully you're secure in your position. We've had so many local Stolen Lives event, and we're fortunate now to bring this internationally through live stream. So along with the October 22nd Coalition, so many organizations and formations that have put this together throughout the years, standing in solidarity alongside, fighting with the families, being neck and neck, feet and feet, arm in arm. You heard a song for Nicholas Hayward, Ibaye Ashe, always brings me a bit of emotion. So coming back on this screen, I got a little jolted. So thank you, Lumi, Brother Lumi, Kathy behind the scenes. We have an amazing program. Despite the intense heaviness that is going to be presented to you, we hope that you find some joy in continuing to celebrate revolution and continuing to struggle and continuing to fight against police brutality and the criminalization of our youth and the assassination of our youth. So thank you very much. I'm not sure if our sister is here with the libations. I would love to call her up. If she's not, we do have another video to hang in tight there for all of you. And make sure you get some water for yourself, water for the ancestors. If you have a candle, any kind of candle, any light that you may have with you, it could be just a regular glass of water. Whatever it is that's needed is really appreciated. Libations, I see our sister right here. There you go. Thank you so much. Libations is not a religious, it is a ancestral and spiritual practice, and we are honored to have our sister here, Msha'i D. Siunda, an Atlanta native, an educator, activist, organizer, creative, nurturer, and liberator. She loves African people worldwide and fights on behalf of our collective liberation. Such a powerful sister here that we have for you, our elder. Please welcome us in libation and bring us in and hold us in. Thank you so much for being here.
Give many thanks. Greetings, family. My name is Mshaidi Sianda. I am calling from South Georgia, on Muskogee land. I just want to make sure we start this program off right by being in the practice of pouring libation so that we can call and welcome our ancestors into this virtual space and that we can collectively invoke our love and energy into the space. Give many thanks. I have a long list of ancestors that I need to call out today to honor them, to welcome them, to show them that we love them. So please be patient with me because I am in my car at camp, wrapping up a very beautiful African centered camp for young people that we host every year. I am going to call out three names at a time, and then I will pour the water out onto the land. Typically, when we are pouring libations, we are pouring into the land. Mother Father God, we welcome you into this space. We do so many beautiful things for the breath in our bodies, for our families, for our physical bodies, for our mental bodies, for our physical health, for our mental health. We give thanks for the air in our bodies. We give thanks for the nature that's surrounding us. We give thanks for the people that pour into us. We give thanks for the people who have come after us and those who have come before us. We give thanks for our children born and unborn. We give thanks for those ancestors whose lives were taken way too early, way too soon, way too harshly, so that they know. We say these prayers so that they know. We think about them, we love them, and we will continue to fight on behalf of their names. O ancestors, blacker than the skies at midnight, brighter than the noonday sun and all the beautiful shades of Africa in between. Field hands, house workers, freedom fighters, preachers, teachers, those who resisted in silence, those who resisted out loud, those whose bones are at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, those who chose to survive. Give us the inspiration to fight hyenas and lions. Give us the sustenance to move through the trackless swamps of disharmony. Praise be your name. And we're going to call on the names of our ancestors whose lives were stolen. We call on Omar Ali, Carol Cooper, Eric Garner, Ashe. Please feel free to say Ashe with me while you're home. We call on Vito Hall, Jonathan Victor, and Hill, Ashe. We call on Nadia Seabrooks, Phil Phil, and Muhammad Stefan. We call on Kiana Nicole, Gilbert Deborah, and Malcolm Ferguson. We call on Gary Hopkins Jr., Shirley Jr.,
Oh no, we lost you. It's all right. It was a little difficult to hear you, Masha D, because of the connection. And we know that our libations, our ancestors, go through and beyond any frequency that can stop us. Wherever you are, I'm pretty sure, especially if you're on the East Coast, it's very hot. So we're dealing with like tech issues, power outages, and stuff around. So be safe. Take care of yourself. Again, bring some water. Hopefully, you got some water. You heard our sister talk about pouring libations for the ancestors. This is very significant as a source of light. And regardless if we didn't hear all the names, we're still welcoming in our ancestors. The process is to welcome in those people that we have known or never have known in our walking, existing life to bring and keep us strong and to bring light to our cause and our situation. As you know, we are a people of legacy and ancestry. I'm not sure if Carl Dix is with us. Oh, here she's back. She's back. All right, cool. I'll give it back to you. We're just trying to hold an in between space. I know it's difficult being in the car and being in camp in the heat. So back over to you. Thank you, sister.
I'm so grateful. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I looked up and I was no longer there. I'm not sure about the last name that you heard, but please know that I've invoked these names into the space. We call on Kobe Dimmick Heisel, Paul Castaway, and Sydney Hardy Ashe. We call on Jalen McKenzie, Jesse Saray, Teko Sandberg, Dante Wright Ashe. We call on Michael Barrera, Stone Child, Chief Stick, Fred Cox, and Carl Dorsey, Ashe. We call on Gregory Edwards, Kwamina Akran, Philip Pennell, Sincere Pierre, Bernard Placid Jr., and Antonio C. Armstrong, Ashe. We call on Alvin Cole, Daniel Corbis, Gulia Delel the Third, Ashe. We call on Gary DeRose Lacroix Fuqua, Marcus Golden, Oscar Perez Giron, and Jafford Smith, Ashe. We call on Justin Teagan, Travis Posselt, Alan Buford, Cesar Cruz, Ashe. We call on Ernest Dunez Jr., Alan Feliz, and Oscar Grant, Ashe. We call on Jonathan Maldonado, Earl Shalik Pinkney, Justin Root, Sahid Vassell, Kevin Serbelli, and Jarvis Hayes, Ashe. Now I would like for you to take this time to call on your personal ancestors, those people in your family, in your lineage who have passed on. Irene Williams, Ashe. Donald G. Williams, Ashe. Keith Williams Sr., Ashe. Keith Charles Williams, Cletus Williams, Williams, Ashe. Now let's take this time to call on our personal ancestors, our collective ancestors, those ancestors we all know. Malcolm X, Ashe. Harriet Tubman, Ashe. Ya Asantewa, Ashe. Mutulu Shakur, Ashe. Dilcia Palgan, Ashe. Chokwe Lumumba, Ashe. Nahamda Abiodun, Ashe. We'll have a moment of silence for our political prisoners and our prisoners of war. Thank you for all the love that we pour into ourselves. Thank you for the love that we pour into each other. And with that, we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh. Now I will pour this water and our collective energy onto this sacred ground. Give thanks, family. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful program.
Thank you so much for opening the space for us and grounding us. We really appreciate your energy and your time. Regardless of where you are, I felt it. I know we all felt it. Thank you for also acknowledging the names that are in the chat. If the names weren't called, please do not feel it's a disrespect. It is a matter of navigating the computer systems and also keeping track of the time. But we know that the ancestors that you have called are with us each and every day to make our way of revolution and justice possible. So thank you very much for all of that energy and your time and your appreciation and dedication to the legacy that we're living. We say their names for those of you who are joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I do want to take this time. We did not honor one particular ancestor who just recently left this plateau or this plane, Clarissa Rogers, who was organizing with us very strongly and very dear to our hearts. I bring her into this space because of her powerful welcoming of everyone. And one welcoming that she would always do in our Maroon Liberation School is welcome to you all, whether you are eating, whether you are sleeping, whether you are drinking, whether you are in a car, whether you are situated, sitting with us, whether you are multitasking, whether you are able and you have done the work before, whether you're a revolutionary or whether you are growing to be a revolutionary, whether you're an activist or not an activist, whether you're a baby or an elder in this particular space and time, however you are coming into this space, we welcome you and thank you so much for being here and providing your time, energy, and commitment, whatever you can commit to this cause of stolen lives against police brutality and the assassination and criminalization of our youth, also our political prisoners, as was so eloquently said and shared. our ancestors, and this is for you, right? The power that we give to our elders and our ancestors, the power that we also return back to us. I would like to welcome now, without further ado, someone who's been in the streets organizing for decades. And I hate to say these things sometimes because I don't want to call people out, but you could see it in the wisdom and the eloquence of his speech and his mannerism. One of the co-founders of October 22nd Coalition and spokesperson for the Revolutionary Communist Party, USA, Carl Dix. One and only, thank you so much for being here. As always, as usual, showing up for the call and answering the call and doing what you have to do to free them all and all of our elders and people on the streets. Thank you so much, Carl.
Thank you for that introduction, Spirit Child. And I want to welcome everybody to this 5th National Stolen Lives Induction Ceremony. It is, on the one hand, it makes my heart heavy that we have to continue doing that. And we have to get to the point where we stop this. And stopping it will take a revolution. I will touch on that shortly in a little bit. But I'm going to start with saying, where did the Stolen Lives Project come from? The Stolen Lives Project was started by the October 22nd Coalition to Stop Police Brutality, Repression, and the Criminalization of a Generation in 1997. The idea for it actually came from the late, great Puerto Rican poet, Luis Reyes Rivera. When we went to him about the October 22nd Coalition and the fight to stop police brutality, he listened to the names that we laid out, the descriptions we gave of them, and he said to us, this information is vital, but you all should publish it in a newspaper or in a book. Pictures together with words could do much more to let people know how systemic a problem it is that you're talking about. Took him a couple months to convince us, but we put out a book in 1997 called Stolen Lives, Killed by Law Enforcement. That was the beginnings of the Stolen Lives Project. We wanted this project, together with what the work of the October 22nd Coalition, to provide a platform for those whose loved ones had been murdered by the police to speak of what had been done to them, to come together, stand together, and fight together. And we wanted to have a framework that could bring others to stand with them, to have their backs, to side with them. That is what we created this project for. That was back in 1997. And unfortunately, we have continued to add to this. I think we had 2,000 names and pictures in the first edition of the book. What we have found is that every year, the police and law enforcement in general, without fail, murder about 1,000 people. They admit that a good portion of those people were unarmed and doing nothing wrong when their lives were stolen. These people are disproportionately Black and brown and young. If this were the only thing wrong with this system of capitalism, imperialism that we live under, it would be reason enough to get rid of it through revolution. And as we all know, it is far from the only thing. You only have to look around to see the genocide being brought down in Gaza, to see the way the devastation of the climate is making life unlivable for tens of millions of people, forcing them to desperately flee their homelands, looking for somewhere where they can work and survive. And then we see the demonization, criminalization, and even death that they face when they try to come to somewhere to do that. We see that here on the borders of the United States. This is what's going down, and it has not only continued to go down, it has intensified, and it underscores the way I felt right at the beginning. We needed a revolution to stop police terror and everything else foul about this system. We not only still need that revolution, we need it more than ever. And the revolutionary leader that I follow, Bob Avakian, has analyzed that this is a time when that revolution becomes possible, not off in the far distant future, but possible in the months to come. And they put up in the chat a message from the RevCom Corps for the Emancipation of Humanity, who I'm a leader of the New York grouping of that organization. And look, they got their election going, and they're telling us the only thing that we can do is choose between Trump and Biden. And we say, no fascist Trump, no genocide Joe, the whole damn system's got to go. There's a call from the RevCom Corps to spread this message against the backdrop of the fascist BS that's going to be put out over the next weekend at the Republican National Convention. We're going to take the same message to the Democratic National Convention. We don't care if they dump Joe or keep him. They are still a party of war crimes and genocide, the Democratic Party, up against the fascist Republicans. And it's not a time to choose between those. It is a time, a rare time, to seize on the opportunity to lead millions of people to stand up, to rise up and fight to get rid of this system. And one of the things that is driving that is the continued killing of especially our young people, but also some of our older people by the police, who almost always get away with it because they're doing the job the system has them out there for. I could call off names. I do want to call one recent name. That is a 13-year-old boy named Neha Emwe, who was gunned down by police in Utica, New York, because they said he fit the description of a robbery suspect. They chased him down, they tackled him. One of them was beating him, and another pulled out his gun and shot him. This is what these police do. And then, like the message in the chat is saying, the courts come in and exonerate them. We can't allow this to continue. We have to resist. We have to be in the streets on October 22nd. We have to be supporting the Stolen Lives Project. And we need to do that as part of getting ready and in position to make revolution to get rid of that system. The piece that they put up in the chat has a QR code where you can go to the social media messages from the revolutionary leader that I follow, Bob Avakian, who is speaking in real time to the major questions of the day. You can get into what he has to say about this election, what he has to say about the genocide in Gaza. I'm running over time, so I'm going to stop and move to the next thing that I have to do here. And that is, I am presenting a certificate from the Stolen Lives Project to the family of Eric Garner. Eric Garner was murdered by the police. This is the month he was murdered in 7-8 years ago, and the Stolen Lives Project has an induction certificate that I want to present to Jewel Garner. It says, to the family of Eric Garner, on July 13th, 2024, the name of Eric Garner is formally entered into the Stolen Lives Project, joining tens of thousands of people killed by law enforcement in the U.S. since 1990. These victims who are gathered together shout out from their graves for justice. Over 1,000 are killed by this official violence every year. These victims whose lives have been viciously cut short all had lives and families and were part of society. But rarely are their lives or names publicized, nor are the real circumstances surrounding their deaths caused by law enforcement made known. These names, stories, and faces gathered in the Stolen Lives Project demand of the living to tell the truth of their stories and that there be no more stolen lives. We refuse to let Eric die in vain. In his name, we will stop this national epidemic. And I present this certificate to Jewel Garner.
Jewel Miller, legacy.
Oh, Jewel, I may have misspoke on the last name.
Yes, that's okay. Legacy.
Come out on July 17th thank you. Come out on July 17th to continue the fight for justice for my father, Eric Garner.
What else do you want to say?
Thank you for all the people who support us, for all these years that y'all have supported us. Thank you very much. Peace. Have a good day. Stop.
Thank you so much. That is the voice that you heard. This family is one of the most humble, hardworking families, along with Juanita Young. Shout out to Juanita. I know you're not here. Nicholas Haywood. All the families have been doing a lot of work, and the idea of having Legacy. Her name is Legacy, poet, artist, all-around artist. Big up to Queen Blizzy as well. They do summer camps for the youth. What they were shouting out and talking about, if you couldn't hear them, is July 17th here on Staten Island, Shaolin. We will be having right down the block from us. We'll have a whole 10th year anniversary for Eric Garner, honoring him the way we've done every year. But this year's going to be much bigger. So we would love for y'all to come out and support. You see the flyers here. I can't tell you how much of a spectacular an event of keeping the legacy of a life that was stolen. The celebration, the honor, the revolutionary spirit, the never bowing down, not acquiescing to local law enforcement. I mean, these people are phenomenal and they stay in the foreground. So you heard Jewel Miller. I know there was a little missed thing on the names on the bottom, which was of Eric Garner, and together Legacy was created. A legacy was created. So you can see her there in the pictures with her father. And this is what we're talking about, right? Like, these aren't just lives that were stolen. These are fathers, mothers, sisters, daughters, family members, now our ancestors. And as Carl mentioned, we do not want to keep saying these names. So aside from this very spiritual, energetic, and heavy lifting that we're doing today, we do implore you to organize with us. Join us in the streets, July 17th. This week, or next week actually, coming up Thursday, please join us in the streets so that we can be there in solidarity, doing what we have to do. I also want to pick up Carla Berry, aka KB, in the chat, Ingrid Hill, who's also in the chat. Please read those links, follow those links, and do what you have to do to keep up and abreast. And we'll see if our next performance, or our first performer actually, is in the building, so I can introduce this magnetic, magnificent, the last MC of the Peace Poets. Hopefully he is here. I'm not sure, but we're showing the oh, there we go. Okay, we're back on the images. But are you here with us, brother? Yes. All right, there he is. The last MC Poets. If you don't know the Peace Poets, if there's ever a group, ever a vibration coming to facilitate a rally, a community center, working with young people throughout the world, bringing their poetry, their words, their power, their wisdom, their energy for decades. Pick it up to the last poets. I mean, sorry, the last poets is the energy of the vibration. The last MC of the Peace Poets, coming from that legacy of the last poets. Big up the last MC. Peace.
I share to that spirit. Thank you so much. We're always blessed to have you holding our hearts, and holding our spirit, our community spirit, in this most important ceremony. So peace and blessings to everybody. Coming live from Brooklyn. I'm out here with my daughter. She's enjoying the park. I dipped away because I wanted to offer some words, because this community has offered me so much life force. This community encourages me to continue to create, continue to resist, continue to create a life of resistance to these systems that would treat us, treat our lives without value. And so I just want to sincerely say thank you to all the families, to all the organizers, to the artists, to everyone who's spreading the word and everyone who's just tuned in. This is for us. And so, yeah, I feel my heart. When our love is gone, the world is remade anew. See this life through a tainted hue, morado blue, a bruise where the pain is sweet, when memories are fading into the shade, but that's our pain to keep. The pain is deep. Some days I can't believe that we ain't asleep. When time is at the table, it plays for keeps. The deal you win is everything. It's never cheap. Have you crashing out Tom Cruise pedigree? Put that on soliloquy. Put that on a melody. Put that on a 16 elegy. Matter of fact, bring it back. Put that on a Kennedy, not the president. This uptown energy. Because when our love is gone, there ain't no remedies. So I give a damn about what you telling me. Damn about what you selling me. We more than just a product, is what my grief is telling me. But when you're broken poor, you the enemy. Our love is gone, and the system got no empathy. No bailout for the poor, should have been a corporate entity. It ain't even a right for you to rest in peace. The price of life makes the politics of grief. So no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Thank y'all, fam.
Yes, indeed. No justice, no peace. Thank you for your words, your energy. And as it was put in the chat by our homie KB, you are an amazing, not only just a poet. Congrats. I know your little one's growing now, but congrats on your daughter, and mothering, and being a father that mothers, and always being a nurturing force in our magnetic field. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for spending time with us. Yes, not the only peace poet in the building. We got Lumi holding down the controls of this whole operation. This takes a village, for real, for real. We're behind the scenes. Thank you to our interpreter who has been with us for a few years. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I always love seeing you here. And it's really welcoming and helpful and warm. So thank you, with the smiles and the energy that you also give in between. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if Peaches is with us yet. We might introduce another person. I got Kathy also holding it down, letting me know what's going on next. I feel like sometimes it feels like Star Trek, because we're trying to figure out the operating systems and who's doing what. We would like to introduce the next induction for Stolen Life in Alabama. The certificate will be presented to the family by Naomi Peaches Simmons, mother of Jaquil Fields, killed by Paterson, New Jersey police, June 16, 2015. If she's not here, we will move on to maybe a video by Art Blakey. I know that was on deck, if possible, so we can figure out what the next situation is going to be. Again, if you're tuning in because you probably didn't come to the beginning of this event, beautiful opening libations. We already gave a few inductions, certificates, and we are grounded. We are here. And no matter what the government or police, local law enforcement, international law enforcement, whatever they may be, they can never stop our energy. They can never quell our flame, and they can never um, dam our water from running through. So Kim is on. All right, good. Kim is on. All right, cool. The next induction is for Stolen Life in Ohio. Certificate will be presented to the family by Kimberly Vong, former wife of Muhammad Isafan, killed by Akron, Ohio police December 15th, 2019. Thank you, Kim, for joining us once again. Another individual who is constantly fighting and struggling. And I know it's not easy to not only receive a certificate, but to also present and induct another family. And we appreciate your energy and your fire continuing to burn. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay. Nobody's saying that they can't hear me, so thank you so much, Spirit. As I've said before, you are always such a welcoming and comforting presence for us here as families. So thank you so much for everything that you also do for all of us. I'm going to take just a few minutes to talk about my Muhammad, um, and then I will go ahead and induct Omar. Um, Actually, Muhammad and Omar were friends. My Muhammad was shot and killed on December 15th, 2019, on Britain Road in Akron, Ohio, by two Akron, Ohio police officers. They shot at him over 32 times and he took 15 bullets. He was simply out of fuel and walking home to get his gas can out of the basement. And he got 3 houses from home. There were no other levels of force or de-escalation used. The officers got right out, guns drawn. My Muhammad never had a chance. He was sitting on the ground. He stood up, put his hands up in the air, took a direct shot to the chest, and then proceeded to run for his life when he took the remaining bullets. They said he appeared to pull a gun on them, but thankfully, I have an eyewitness and a video from a business across the street that shows that my Muhammad never pulled. Sorry, as you all know, it's hard to get through this. They did not let us know exactly what happened with Muhammad until 504 days later, only leaving us 6 months in the statute of limitations to try and file charges against the 2 officers that killed him. They did turn on their body cams after killing him long enough to show them harassing him, cuffing him so hard that his autopsy noted severe handcuff wounds, and ridiculing him post-mortem. He was left in a field in 15-degree temperatures with no barricades of any kind, and his pants were ripped down around his ankles and left that way. Then they decided to go ransack the apartment and took over 200 items of Muhammad's that currently are still in their possession almost 5 years later. No aid was given to Muhammad for the first 2 minutes, despite officers saying that they could hear him taking labored breaths and blood bubbling out of his back. Right now, his sole offspring and I, the little cupcake that we share, have filed federal civil charges against the 2 officers in Cleveland, and we are currently in summary judgment, waiting to hear back from Judge Ruiz as to whether he's going to throw out Muhammad's case or if we are going to trial. So thank you all for listening to my Muhammad story of truth. There is a petition that I call the little engine that could, because we don't have a whole lot of signatures. So if you feel so inclined, please feel free. It's being mentioned below. And so now I'm going to move on and induct one of my Muhammad's friends. His name is Omar Ali. He was killed by the same Akron Police Department, not the same officers, as my Muhammad. It was September 21st, 2015. He was killed by Officer Brian Boss with one shot as he was trying to surrender. Omar hung in there and fought and didn't die for a couple of weeks. I'm going to now introduce his brother. It's my honor and pleasure and sadness to have to introduce him. It shouldn't be like this. We shouldn't have to do this. But introducing Omar's brother, Galib Ali. Please go ahead, Galib. Welcome.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you do. You've really been a very close ally, really ever since we've met, and ever since the passing of our loved ones. Your Muhammad, justice for Muhammad, and justice for Omar. The stories are similar. Omar was not given much time. He was all by himself in a building, and within about a span of 40 minutes, that the Akron Police Department SWAT team, spearheaded by Brian Boss, blasted through a door, and with one shot from Brian Boss's rifle, it took the lung, my brother's lung, that night, September 21st, and my brother would go on to struggle a slow and painful death, because he would regain consciousness in those 2 weeks. But he would eventually succumb to his wound. October 5th, 2015. He was my brother. He was a son. He was a father. He was a cousin. He was a friend. And it's just been, Omar's it's been on our mind for all these years now, and we continue to fight. Just like was said in the chat, this thing is bigger than a few bad apples in a police department. This is very, very, very systemic. Everything from police departments, the court systems, prosecutors' offices. There are rules to this. The courts are supposed to be unbiased, but when prosecutors' offices and police departments and courts share buildings and offices and country club memberships, it's a real problem. And they'll put in front of us these reforms that have been made, and that in particular between citizen review boards that have no teeth, and all these other measures that are really just a dog and pony show. When we speak of revolution, the changes that need to be made need to be revolutionary. The relentless pursuit of victimless crimes is costing American lives. Roughly 1,000 lives a year. Okay, and I understand, there's bad things that happen, but we have a system of rights. We have a U.S. Constitution. The police are not meant to be judge, jury, and they sure as hell not supposed to be executioners. And there needs to be change, and this is something that we continue to fight for. And Kim, again, you have been a very close ally to that. It just cannot be understated. I cannot say thank you enough for sometimes we go through a roller coaster of emotions with these things. Everything from anger and fear and shame and everything else. And we're pretty good about keeping in contact and getting each other out and fighting this fight, as painful as it often is. Uh, Cam, I'll be honest, you definitely help with that, and it does pain for me, even this act, and I thank you. This Stolen Lives organization. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do, putting this together, putting names, keeping records, so that these names are not lost, these names are not forgotten. It's important, and it cannot be ignored. And I thank you all. I thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Galeb Ali. We appreciate your fire and continuing that legacy for your brother. Thank you so much, Kim, the little engine that could petition. I love the way you still, they can't take away our humanity, right? Like, I love your smiles. I love the fire, and I love the energy, and we're with y'all. And I also big up to the cupcake that was holding it down with you as well, and doing the things that need to be done. For everyone that's here, I know it may feel overwhelming and sometimes stressful and intense, but you could do something as simple as, if you don't have a lot of capacity or capability, just light a candle, right? Glass of water. As we mentioned, we talked about libations. These are things in honoring the legacy, so that we remember not to forget. Sign a petition, donate to the GoFundMe. These families are not making any money for the work that they do. Revolution doesn't make any money. And what we need is your support. If you can do even more, organize a visual, join a campaign, start an organization, be a part of an organization that's already existing. Whatever it may be, as Galeb mentioned, this is systemic. Chip away at anything that you feel desired to. It may not even be police brutality. It could be environmental injustice. It could be working with the youth. Whatever it may be, in any fashion, we need you. However you can show up, please do show up. And it's not, how they always say, takes as little as a penny, right? It takes as little as your energy and whatever you can give to chip away and dismantle the system of oppression, white supremacy, police brutality, all the isms that exist. I don't want to go off on a rant, but you know what it is. Those of y'all who are tuning in, share a link. That's also a thing that we could do, right? Share the links to people, let them know that we're here. Next induction is for a Stolen Life in Alabama. Certificate will be presented to the family by Naomi Peaches Simmons, mother of Jaquil Fields, killed by Paterson, New Jersey police, June 16, 2015. Welcome, Peaches, if you're here. Oh, you have one more thing to say, Kim? Yes. Okay.
Yes, actually, I do. But it's okay, Spirit. Save that. She gets a second introduction. If we can move back to Galeb, is that his daughter on screen now? Okay.
Yeah, that's one of my daughters. Thank you.
Oh yes, Alhamdulillah. So again, it's my honor and with great sadness to the family of Omar Ali. On July 13th, 2024, the name of Omar Ali is formally entered into the Stolen Lives Project, joining tens of thousands of people killed by law enforcement in the U.S. since 1990. These victims who are gathered together in death shout out from their graves for justice. Over 1,000 are killed by this official violence every year. These victims, whose lives have been viciously cut short, all had lives and families and were part of society. Rarely are their lives or names publicized. nor are the real circumstances surrounding their deaths caused by law enforcement made known. Their names, stories, and faces gathered in the Stolen Lives Project demand of the living to tell the truth of their stories, and that there be no more stolen lives. We refuse to let Omar die in vain. Until our last breath, Galib, we will continue to fight. I promise you. And in his name, we will stop this national epidemic. Ana behabbak, Omar.
Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you so much.
Afwan. You're so welcome, Galib. Thank you so much. You are the only other family I have in Akron, so I value you as well.
I appreciate you. We'll catch up soon. Thank you all so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Shukran, Kim, Galeb Ali, thank you so much for being here again and sharing. And thank you, Numi and Kathy and Kim, for staying on and letting me know you weren't done. Please, any family, take up as much space as needed. And if the program feels like it's running too fast, apologies. We are trying to be as grounded and keeping things together as possible and leaving space for not only the stories, but the emotions as well. Which are sometimes heavy and hard to hold. But we have a community that's out there in this live stream, internationally joining us from wherever you are in the world. We appreciate you holding this torch and revolutionary spirit. Jen Dog's having some tech issues, so maybe we will show the art video if he's not here. But next induction is for Stolen Life in Alabama. I will introduce once again a certificate will be presented to the family by Naomi Peaches Simmons, mother of Jaquil Fields, killed by Patterson, New Jersey police, June 16th, 2015. Welcome, Peaches. Thank you for joining us once again. Peace.
Thank you all for having me. I'm sorry for all of, I was having some problems getting on, but thank you all. And hello to all. My name is Peaches. My name is Naomi Simmons. I'm known as Peaches Simmons. Born and raised in Patterson. I wanted to, my son Jaquil was killed in 2015, June 16, 2015, Jaquil Jake Fields. Just wanted to say, yeah, I miss him so much. Oh my God. I didn't really want to do this because I'm very nervous, but just seeing the picture just makes me very emotional. But, I want to. Jaquil was killed by a Patterson police officer in 2015. Jose Urena is his name. Patterson police officer. He's no longer a police officer, but he only went to jail for 1.5 years, not even serving 2 years. But I want to thank you all for this time, and I guess I'll just announce the award for Diane, for Donna. Hi, Miss Donna.
Hi.
So sorry for your loss as well.
I'm sorry for yours.
Thank you.
Hi, I am the mother of Jonathan Victor, who is forever 35 years old. Jonathan was my middle son. He was the bridge between my oldest and youngest, joining them together. Jonathan and us as a family were like extremely close. We did a lot of things together. We vacationed, traveled, festivals, Mardi Gras. Like we just going to dinner. We spent so much time together, and losing Jonathan has been extremely difficult on our family. Jonathan loved New Orleans culture. He loved food. He loved living life and experiencing everything he could in our world. Jonathan loved sharing his wisdom with others, whether it was a family member, a friend, or a work colleague. The most thing that was really a treasure to me is that Jonathan loved taking pictures. So it was always, Mom, take my picture. Mom, take a picture with me. And so having all those photos just mean so much to me. They're like little gems and pieces of Jonathan that I get to keep close. Sharing his truth is difficult, but it is important because he deserves to be remembered, and others need to know how he was murdered by Matthew Hunniday. Jonathan had a career as a sales representative in the luxury eyewear industry. He chose this job so he could travel and see the beautiful places in the world. And he often told me, Mom, there's so much more to see. So Jonathan traveled a lot. And on May 12th, Jonathan would leave Louisiana driving the I-10 in heavy rain all the way from our home to Alabama, where he hydroplaned and wrecked into a tree in bushes in the marshland ditch on I-10 mile marker 59. He was found unconscious and bleeding. He would not exit the vehicle for the fire department, so the firemen called 911 and said that Jonathan may have had a weapon and he was ETOH. Jonathan did not have a weapon and he was not ETOH. Actually, his wallet was found on the driver's seat of his vehicle. The firemen then called, when he called 911 again, they contacted the sheriff's department and they changed the call to Jonathan had a weapon. So when they sent the deputy out to come and other deputies, the deputy assumed that Jonathan was armed. And I got to take a second. The deputy arrived, and the first thing he did was go and get his AR-556 out of the back of the vehicle. He didn't converse with anybody and ask any questions to anybody. He went and positioned himself behind the fire truck, protecting 98% of his body. He ordered Jonathan out of the vehicle. Jonathan had to get out of the passenger side of the vehicle and walk through the marshland ditch to get to the top by the fire truck, where the deputy shot Jonathan 4 times, leaving 6 injuries into his body. Jonathan flatlined 5 times. He was life-coptered to a hospital. We were told numerous erroneous statements. It took 2 hours before we even found where they sent him. Of course, they sent him to the farthest hospital. I'm sorry. Upon arriving at the farthest hospital, he was taken into the operating room, and when we had happened to call, they said that they had a person that had gunshot wounds. So we took a chance and we drove from Louisiana to Mobile, where we were able to be with Jonathan when he took his final breath. Of course, they victim blamed my son. They said that he had, at grand jury, they said that he had ketamine in his system, but the ketamine was given to him by Lifecopter EMS Chad Jones, who administered 80 milligrams to him 40 minutes after Jonathan was shot. Jonathan had no weapon, no drugs, no alcohol, no criminal record. He committed no crimes. He was not a criminal. He was in an accident, injured, confused, shot, and killed. We filed a federal lawsuit The judge was denied qualified immunity against the deputy, but he gave it to the sheriff. Right now, we're waiting. We have gone through some appeal processes, but right now we're waiting for, I think, the trial date of when we'll go to court with the deputy. My son should be here. He didn't deserve to be shot down in an accident just for having an accident. That wasn't even his fault. And I thank you guys for allowing Jonathan to be inducted. And I appreciate being able to speak on him, even though I did not really hold myself together because it's extremely difficult. There's a whole wave of emotions that go through this. But I appreciate the time.
Donna. Thank you, and I'll be praying for you as well.
Prayers to you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Certificate. On July 13th, 2024, the name Jonathan Victor is formally entered into the Stolen Lives Project, joining tens of thousands of people killed by the law enforcement in U.S. since 1990. These victims who are gathered together in death shout out from their graves for justice. Over 1,000 are killed by this official violence every year. These victims, whose lives had been viciously cut short, all had lived, lives and families and were part of society. But rarely are these lives or names publicized, nor are they real circumstances surrounding their deaths caused by law enforcement made known. Their names, stories, faces, gathering in the Stolen Lives Project demands of the living to tell the truth of their stories and that there be no more stolen lives. We refuse to let Jonathan die alone in vain. In his name, we will stop this national epidemic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you so much to both Peaches and Donna. Ibaye Ashe to your family, Jaquil Fields, Jonathan Victor as well. And I want to see, I hear the apologies because the emotions are coming through, and we're the ones who should be sorry. You are both strong revolutionary matriarchs. Many people cannot do what you're doing and have the capacity to wake up every day and fight for their children and all the stolen lives. So we thank you very much, and we're sorry. So you don't have to be sorry. We're sorry we didn't do enough to stop this system, and we'll continue to try to do our best every day. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Next, we will have another induction for 2 stolen lives in the DMV. Certificates will be presented to the families by Nora Macy, mother of Terrell McQuell Macy, who died from unknown injuries while incarcerated in Southport Correctional Facility in New York, January 3rd, 2022. Is Nora with us?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good
Hi,
afternoon.
Spirit Child. Good to
Hi,
see you.
see you again too.
Yeah, thank you. It's a blessing and an honor being in this space just one more time and seeing all the new faces and the mothers.
We lost your audio for a second. I don't know if it went on mute. We'll take a second to figure that out. Well, while we get Nora back on, we lost the audio. I'm not sure what happened, but things like this do happen. And we will be patient to see when she can come back, Nora can come back with us. In the meantime, I do want to thank ASL interpreter Rashida Sharif, who has been on the whole time. I don't know how they do it. It's just amazing. Also, like I mentioned earlier, with the facial expressions and with the joy and with the sadness and sorrow and keeping that balance with us. Thank you so much, Rashida, for being with us and doing what you do consistently. We appreciate your energy. As we get Nora situated or coming back, again, I just want to shout out KB, Ingrid in the chat. Please do check out those chats and the links that are sent. Thank you so much. Donate to the GoFundMe. Join us July 17th for Eric Garner's 10th anniversary. Oh, Nora's back. Can we hear you? I'm not sure if we still can hear you. The audio was fine. I don't know what just happened, but we still can't hear you. No. Maybe try rebooting, and we'll see if we could maybe either switch it around, Kathy, if there's another person in the waiting room, or we can show the video by Art Blakey that's on standby when we have such things like this, because we're organized. We got it. They can't stop us. I'm telling you right now, they can't stop us. So do I have permission to proceed to introduce the video? Okay, our video. Okay, I'm going to introduce the video, and we're going to figure out this tech issue that we have. Thank you so much, Lumi and Kathy, for holding us down behind the scenes. Ingrid, KB, a brother of a stolen life who was going to perform in today's ceremony has been ill. We send our prayers and light to you, but sent us a recording of one of his songs. Arthur Blakey, the second oldest brother of Kiana Nicole Blakey, who was killed by a Cleveland off-duty police officer on August 19th, 1989. I can't wait to see this video. Thank you so much. I hope you can either. And please join us when we come back, and hopefully we'll have the tech issues sorted out. Thank you for being with us today.
Before I start,
just felt like I was kind of there. I saw people being like, I wish I saw this live. And I'm not sure if Art Blakey is the drummer or the singer. I don't know. But there is an Art Blakey that is an amazing jazz drummer. And I wonder if there's a vibration of that playing. So I'll find out and I'll check back in. I think we have Nora all good with the audio. Nora Macy, mother of Terrell McQuail Macy, who died from unknown injuries while incarcerated in Southport Correctional Facility in New York, January 3rd, 2022. I think we can hear you now.
Okay. Good evening,
Yes.
everyone. Yes. I'm sorry for that. I don't know what happened, but I'm here, and it's a pleasure and an honor to see everyone, new families and old families. We bring you greetings today. I'm Nora Massey from Buffalo, New York, the mother of Terrell Massey, who, as Spirit Child mentioned, died of unknown injuries at Southport Correctional Facility while in custody. I'm thankful and grateful for this space. Um, Terrell, he just was a little happy young man, and I miss my son. And I want to say to each of us mothers, some of us been in this journey for some of us been on this journey for a long time, and some of us are fairly new. It doesn't get any easier, but you have to take it for what it's worth and take care of yourself is number one. Self-care is very important, and try to deal with what you can the best way you can. Keep your faith intact, and God will and He can see you through. It's an honor to introduce my two sisters today that I've known for numerous few years now, and it was amazing how I didn't meet them when my son passed away. I met them while my son was living, while he was incarcerated. The mother of Vito Hall, Gail, and we happen to be good friends to this day. It's a pleasure seeing my sister today. Is always an honor to see you and your family here today, and all of my sisters that's online behind the scene. Is a blessing to see here and be in this space with you today as well. Go ahead, Gail.
We can't hear you, Gail. It might be a similar thing. If there's a mute, um, if not, we might have to reboot. No, still can't hear you. Now, this is the second time. I'm going to say it's not your fault. There's something else happening out there, but we're going to fix it. We're going to make sure we hear from our families. We are not going anywhere until we hear from every family that's going to be inducted today and receive their certificate. So we'll be patient with us, y'all. We're still working it out. Nora, you're here. Thank you for being here. If there's anything more you'd like to share, any petitions, any organizing that's happening that we can know about.
I see Sister Greta. Hey, Sister Greta. It's a blessing seeing you also. Um, just to keep plugging and doing the work that God has ordained us to do so. Coming up in October, I will be the guest speaker in California, Compton, California, at a National Association for Equal Justice in America. So if anyone would like to be a part of that, I will be honored to have you go along and be a support in that endeavor. And that's October 26, 2024 of this year. Hi, Greta.
Hi, greetings all. I thank you all for the invite to be in this space. It is truly an honor to be in a space with so many awesome women, so many awesome families that have endured what we have endured. So to be able to stand up and keep our composure, and sometimes the tears may flow, but just to be able to speak about our loved ones, it is truly a pleasure and an honor. Thank you all from inducting my son, even thinking about Kevin L. Cooper, who unfortunately his life was stolen on August the 12th of 2006 by a Baltimore City police officer in my home in front of me while experiencing a mental health crisis at the tender age of 14. There was no justice in Baltimore City for my family, so we continue the fight. We continue in this struggle because it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And then I thank God because if it had not been for Jesus that's been on my side, I would have lost my mind a long time ago. But through this time, this struggle, we have been able to make changes in legislation with policies here in the state of Maryland, as well as birth a foundation in the name of Kevin to bring light and love to other youth, transforming youth into champions, one youth at a time. So we interlock that love with them, providing 30 jobs annually for the youth, as well as scholarships that has been given and distributed to so many over the years, and being able to just be in a support system in the schools for youth who have experienced grief and trauma. So out of that one gunshot, that shot that went from his shoulder that burst his heart, but it has not birthed the love that has been distributed to others throughout the years. And we're able to provide that through the Kevin L. Cooper Foundation that has gone on, and we have birthed many sons and many daughters out of his legacy that will continue to go on. So again, thank you all. Thank all the families that are here, knowing that you're in my prayers on a constant basis, that we will continue to go forward through the years to come to keep our loved one's name in the forefront.
And on the behalf of the Stolen Lives Project, Sister Greta, Reverend Dr. Greta, let's give honor where honor is due. On the behalf of the Stolen Lives Project, we would like to present this certificate to you on the behalf of the Stolen Lives. It reads, Stolen Lives Project, to the family of Kevin L. Cooper. On January 13, 2024, the name of Kevin L. Cooper is formally entered into the Stolen Lives Project. Joining, these glasses, I can't, this is writing, it's really, really small. Thousands. If I skip some words, Sister Greta, I'm sorry, you will get a paper copy in the mail, okay? And you can go over it. Thousands of people killed by law enforcement in the United States since 1990. These victims are gathered together in death, not from the graves, but for justice. Um, Over 1,000 are killed by the official violence every year. These victims, these eyes, whose lives have been viciously cut short. All all had lives and families and were part of society, but merely are their lives or names political I mean, publicized, nor are the real circumstance surrounding their deaths came by law enforcement made made known. Their names, stories, and faces gathered in the Stolen Lives Project demand of the living to the truth of their stories and there be no more stolen lives. We refuse to let Kevin die in vain. In his name, we will stop the national epidemic. I'm sorry, Sister Greta, as I get old, these eyes is terrible.
Everything is fine. I just thank you for your effort in reading. We truly, my family, on behalf of my family, we truly appreciate being introduced into this great project. We will continue to just stand on the wall and hold each other up in this space because it is a sacred space for all of us to continue to lift each other up, pray for one another, and pray that this will be eradicated for years to come so our grandchildren will be able to walk free on this earth without their lives being stolen unjustly. Again, thank you all and bless you all.
Put your face in here with me.
Amen. Um, Sister Gail, as much as I love you so dear, and it's an honor to see you and Messiah sitting there. You look so beautiful as always.
Thank
Um,
you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Nora?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh,
I
good.
think we just lost Nora, but we can hear you perfectly now.
Oh, so shall I speak?
Yes, please.
So my name is Gail Hall, and I'm the mother of Vito Hall. I would like to thank the Stolen Lives Project for inducting Vito into this project. It is unfortunate that we have a project like this, but it is fortunate that we have a project who honors the people whose lives were stolen by law enforcement. I have here with me Messiah Hall, Vito's son, and he will be 7 years old on July the 21st. Vito Dewan, I'm going to talk about my son. Vito Dewan, a hyphenated first name, Charles Hall, is my firstborn son, and he would have been 30 years old on July the 28th of this year. He has three sisters and three brothers. Vito was a smart person and a very good looking guy who had swagger. He was a cool guy. He was very jovial, he was fun, and he would make you laugh. He was loving and kind and very protective of his family, even as a young child. He loves his son Messiah and would always hug on Messiah and play with him. Vito graduated from high school in 2012, and he was a member of the National Society of High School Scholars. He went off to Allegheny Community College after high school for a semester. He was an avid football player for the Pop Warner Football League for the Boys and Girls Club here in Washington, D.C. He was very knowledgeable about his Black history, and he taught me about Black Wall Street, the Soledad Brothers, and the history of Thanksgiving, amongst a lot of other Black history. Vito loved my holiday cooking. He loved sweet potato pies, macaroni and cheese, and yams. Vito liked to play chess. Vito had a relationship with God, and he was never shy about sharing God no matter what state of life he was in. Vito was street knowledge and was well respected. Vito did not have mental issues, but had situational mental challenges that affected him his last couple years of life. Vito should not have been killed, and he should still be here with us. We miss Vito very much, and his spirit lives in our hearts every day. And Messiah, would you like to say something? Yes. Speak nice and loud. I miss my daddy Lilo, and I love him, and and um and 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 he was to play with me. Mm-hmm. And 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 that's it. All right, thank you. Thank you all very much. And Norris, truly a surprise to have you present the certificate to me.
Well, Sister Gail, I'm struggling. I got all this sun in my eyes, and I'm having a problem really seeing it. So, we're gonna turn it over. Spirit Child will be so
Try to help
great.
you out. I'll try to help you out. I mean, my eyes are also not only are they bad, but
Oh,
you got me tearing over here. So I'm gonna do my best to read this certificate for you all. Thank you. On July 13th, 2024, the name of Vito Hall is formally entered into the Stolen Lives Project, joining tens of thousands of people killed by law enforcement in the United States since 1990. These victims, who are gathered together in death, shout out from their graves for justice. Over 1,000 are killed in this official violence every year. These victims, whose lives have been viciously cut short, all had lives and families and were a part of society, but rarely are their lives or names publicized, nor are the real circumstances surrounding their deaths caused by law enforcement made known. Their names, stories, and faces, gathered in the Stolen Lives Project, demand of the living to tell the truth of their stories and that there be no more stolen lives. We refuse to let Vito die in vain. In his name, honor, we will stop this national epidemic.
thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Spirit Child, for that, reading that for me. Sister Gail, thank you, and Sister Greta for being a part. It was such a blessing and a pleasure seeing you also. And that was my intention to read it, but something going on with these eyes after I jacked up Sister Greta's certificate. God bless
Oh,
you. See you again
God bless
soon.
you, Nora. I'm going to call
Thank
you.
you. All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Oh my Lord. Thank you all so much. I hope you all can feel the love and the energy. Um, I have a 6 and an 8-year-old, so it's really if you're not crying or feeling anything, I'm not sure what's going on. But we all, not only do we need to cry and feel, but also do. And I do want to just shout out one more time, Nora Macy. Thank you so much, Greta Willis. Thank you, or Dr. Reverend Greta Willis. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your stories and the legacy of your children. Gail Hall as well. Um, Also, Nora, we're going to talk Compton in October. That sounds good. I think I would like to join you on that venture. Um, I'm going to call up right now a brother who brings energy, fire, spirit, the ancestors, walks the way he talks, moves, grooves, got style, got swagger, got that revolutionary black fist, a Black Panther Party cub, founding press officer of the New York's Malcolm X Commemoration Committee, NCAP poet, Brother Zaid Muhammad. If you're in the Zoom building, yes, you are here. Thank you for being with us all the time, every time, giving your divine design to this energy. Appreciate you, brother.
Spirit, thank you for your energy, because this is the kind of space that requires some time that you really have to fight for your energy because it's so heavy. The space is so heavy. I want to extend my most supreme, heartfelt condolences to all of the families involved today, new inductees, and former inductees who have now become bridges to the new inductees, for your presence, and for your courage and for your dignity in the face of this grief and injustice. Before I make the modest offering I'm going to make, I want to also just say just a couple things I just think need to be said. There are two families that I have been trying to get in to this space. It's just simply, when they're ready, we will bring them in. But I wanted to acknowledge Kay White, who lives in New York, but who lost her partner in Asbury Park, New Jersey, several years ago, Asani Best, to an Asbury Park police officer as a consequence of a mental health crisis. And I want to acknowledge the family of Najee Seabrooks. And Najee is somebody I knew because I actually work in something called community-based violence intervention work. It's a work that's led by what we call credible messengers, those of us who have done some things that we're probably not proud of, that have often got us in trouble, but have then returned to our communities to address those same harms, those same spaces, to try and turn others in that way another way. Najee was a part of the Patterson Healing Collective, and that Najee was killed in a mental health crisis. But most obscene in his situation, both of them they have very serious parallels. In Hassani's situation, there were other professionals more prepared to deal with someone in his predicament en route to his scene when the officers decided to kill him anyway. And in Najee's situation, Najee's folks were on the scene. Patterson Healing Collective personnel were on the scene, and Najee simply said, "All I need to do is hear your voices and see your faces, and I'll come out and we'll be all right." Patterson police blocked that and wound up killing them. But this thing called community-based violence intervention, a lot of its best and original work came right out of New York City by people like a younger comrade of mine who's very dear to me by the name of Erica Ford, and another by the name of A.T. Mitchell. So I wanted to acknowledge them because it's an important space on the other side of this work, of our community taking responsibility to be the healers and the peacemakers within our own communities, outside of the police getting in our way and killing us when we need real help, right? And it's a space that is growing. It's a space that has saved lives, and it's a space that needs more support from the community, and needs to educate the very lame electeds among us who are afraid of police unions, right? To stand up for it so we can do this work and do it even better than what we do already, right? And there's a level of this called high risk intervention that is as dangerous as anything that any police officer going to. When you're going into a war zone trying to make peace, and everybody in that zone may not be inclined to want to make peace, you're taking your life into your own hands. And a lot of us do that out of, an undying love for our people, as we say in the Black Panther Party, right? And we do it whether we have the other side's permission or not, because these are our people and this is our community. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. As we approach the anniversary of Eric Garner's 10th anniversary, it's hard to believe it's been 10 years. I want to salute his mother, Gwen Carr, who has been a bridge for a whole lot of families. And one of the things that Gwen was able to evolve was a foundation that allowed some of the other mothers to come together and to literally move them into spaces with resources generated from her foundation to help them all come together and heal together. But the other side of that is that this is a violently trauma-riven space that we're in. We didn't just lose Eric, we lost Eric's daughter and Gwen's granddaughter in Erica Garner. Not even 30 years old, but heart literally came apart. And she literally died from the grieving that she was carrying over her father. So this space that we have, where we try to provide support for each other, and particularly for these new families with this newly profound grief, is hugely important. So I just want to acknowledge that. And I want to say I miss two comrades in this work. Mary Weaver. July 17th is Eric Garner's anniversary, but July 16th, 1999, Randy Weaver in East Orange, New Jersey. His mother and a big sister of mine, the late Mary Weaver, was a hugely important bridge for so many mothers when she was with us. And of course, my brother Nicholas Haywood Sr., who lost his son. We Nick, and I can remember when we lost Nick Jr., and it just, anyway, Daddy Haywood was a huge driving force in this work. I've been all over the country with Nicholas Haywood Sr., and we just miss our brother. and we continue to call the name of Nicholas Haywood Jr. And we look forward to the creative work of Nicholas's cousin that we're looking forward to. So let me now just make this offering and then get out of the way. And I hope offering means something. In the awful days, awful dark days of segregation, the death penalty was the order of the day all over the country, in particular for black and brown men. And there was a song called "Another Man Is Gone" that would mark executions for black and brown men. And when Patrick Dorismond, some of y'all can remember Patrick Dorismond, back in 2000, was killed, I reworked the language of that particular song to speak to the question of police brutality, and I'll try and get that off for y'all now. Another man is gone. 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 Shot him down like a dog. 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 Another man is gone. 'Cause the skin was dark. 'Cause the skin was dark. 'Cause the skin was dark. Shot him down like a dog. Another man is gone. Killers all wore a badge. Killers all wore a badge. Killers all wore a badge. Shot him down like a dog. Another man is gone. They will all walk away. They will all walk away. They will all walk away. Shot him down like a dog. Another man is gone. But it won't be long before we get it on. Say it won't be long before we get it on. Another man is gone. 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 Never give up, family. Stop police brutality by any means necessary. I should say, as I depart from you, that on the Jersey side of our work this coming fall, we will be partnering with the ACLU to start a campaign to end pretextual stops in those cities in Jersey where we think we can pull that off, minimize some of these contacts with these police who do not know how to behave when it comes to stopping our sons and daughters on the highways and byways of these racist states, this racist country. Love to you all. Keep the faith. Never give up. We won't take a step backwards for a minute, and we will not give up until we win. Justice for all our families. X's and Malcolm is the answer. We'll see you in the whirlwind.
Right on. Right on. Thank you so much, brother. Zaid Muhammad. Man, listen, there's the inspiration. I hope you heard the clarity of this cultural revolutionary warrior. I wish that only many of the artists that are in the world today can aspire to even 10% of your clarity and wisdom. And I look forward to the day when I could be as clear and concise and as cultural as you and soulful. So thank you so much for that energy and the vibration that you always bring. And not just your poetry, but the politic and the progress that lives within you. Thank you so much for your presence and your energy. And remembering those that we may have forgotten, and that's important too. I want to take this time before introducing the next speaker to just settle in. We're almost on our way home here. If you love the people and the space that is created here and hate the system of oppression that is creating this space for us to counter that space, please donate to the GoFundMe. We have one. I was just shocked to see, because I haven't been talking about it. People are so humble on this call. It's only $183. Now, hopefully, KB, Ingrid, you could put it in the chat right now. I hate to sound like we going to church or like I'm at some kind of bidding auction, and it's only $500. Like, they always are so humble with like covering the bare minimum of costs, which I don't even think is the bare minimum. I think there should be at least a few thousand, but that's between how the conversations happen back doors. But $500, that should definitely be doubled by the time we end this program. Send the link out to your friends, your family, those people you know who have money, who are capable. Remember what I said earlier, not just the energy that you can give, but like that penny, we were talking about that. Just give a penny, give a few dollars or whatever it is. Please give it. Sacrifice a week of coffee, whatever it is that you need to do if you have that privilege and honor to do so. Also, Ibaye Ashe to Erds Pierre. And I also want to bring it back to what Dr. Reverend Willis mentioned that struck me, and I did not mention this earlier. The inspiration. I thought today would be really, really heavy, and it is. And I also found so much lightness and promise in today as well, which is it's tough to gather. And I want to really focus back in on that one shot that Dr. Reverend described that burst through that young man's shoulder heart, did not burst the community. And from that one shot, how many children have been born from the organization and that foundation? Please check out that link. And this is what we talked about earlier. Do not be passive. Organize. Use this opportunity. Use the sorrow. Use the energy. Use the hate. Use the anger. Use the love. Use it all to birth more revolutions in whatever way you can. And don't wait for another person to get shot. As we mentioned, 1,000 at least every year are killed by local law enforcement. We don't have to wait. We know these things may happen, and they will. Unfortunately, we're going to still fight until they don't, and reduce as much as possible until it's dissipated. But until then, don't wait till a shot, till another life is taken, another life is stolen, to create an opportunity for young people to be born and to be revolutionaries and to stand up and fight and to leave legacies, living legacies. We are tired of dead legacies. We want living legacies. So please be proactive and energetic and organized. I say that with love to everybody. And again, like I mentioned in our welcoming, wherever you are in this spectrum of revolution, whether you're a baby or you're in your midlife teenager or you're an elder, we still need you. We love you, and whatever you can donate. We'll have some words right now from Calvert Butch Stewart. Thank you for listening to the rant. Father of Gilbert A. Barber, who was killed by Guilford County Sheriff's deputy on May 18th, 2001. Are you with us, Mr. Stewart? Yes.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Right on. Good to see you again, brother.
Yeah.
You have the floor.
Good to be here again, too. I got a statement here I've written down because, get a little old, you can't remember things like you used to. So I had to kind of write them down. So I'll be reading from a little statement here. And I hope that someone will get something from it. I want to thank you, Spirit, Cal, and others. I am Calvert Stewart, known as Butch, Father Gil Barber, that was killed on May 18, 2001 in Guilford County, North Carolina. He was 22-year-old at the time of his death. My heart goes out to all of the family represented here. We all are aware of the so-called investigations into death as example of the good old boy policy that's prevalent in law enforcement and then and still today. Many of us are aware of the lies and cover-ups by law enforcement, which includes cops, district attorneys, and judges. Their cover-ups and wrongdoings are also helped by some of the so-called lawyers hired to challenge their actions. So in essence, we as citizens are all screwed from the very beginning. Since the murdering of Gilbert, there has been a few changes in the way law enforcement handles killings and abuses, but many things are still the same. Still today, they care nothing of the victim or the family of the victim. And other than slandering and sometimes criminalize, they do nothing to deflect from their criminal wrongdoing. The thing I like to briefly touch on is the subject that stays on my mind constantly. The word is grieving. I hope some of you get something from this, from some of my experience. After someone is murdered by law enforcement, this topic is rarely brought to light. This topic should be brought up as soon as possible after the death of your loved one and discussed with family members and close trusted friends. When Gilbert was killed, I didn't get to grieve immediately because I was focused on trying to get to the truth about his killing. At the same time, I and other supporters of the October 22nd coalition was traveling and trying to spread awareness to others, as to many of the other killings and abuses by cops across the country. It took several years before grief hit me. The feeling wasn't a pleasant feeling. It took about 3 years to actually feel the enormous pain associated with the death of Gil. That is when I realized I had a big problem. I was binge eating, gained weight, which I still can't get rid of, not being able to sleep for more than 2 or 3 hours a night, and working as a truck driver at night. That wasn't going to work out. It was then that I decided I might need professional help. After law enforcement agents kills a loved one, the officer gives them time to reflect on the killing and to get their version of the incident imprinted in their mind. They are given time off and desk duties, let's say, to get their ducks in a row. And at the same time, they get professional counsel at the expense of the public. But this is not an advantage given to the victim's family or close friends. They are left to deal with grief alone and try to get professional help at their own expense. Some communities and governments say that they are trying to mend relationships between law enforcement and the public. They are missing a huge problem that is staring them right in the face, and it's called mental health. By not addressing or treating the mental health issues of the families and friends, the resentment and distrust is left to fester in the minds of those innocent victims of law enforcement abuse. Until this problem gets some attention, there will be little or no advancement in mending the divided relationships between citizens and law enforcement. I've been in touch with several members that is dealing with this struggle after the loss of a loved one by law enforcement, and they have no help from agencies involved. I consider myself somewhat lucky because I'm a military veteran, and I got some help. I got some needed help from them. Even with the help, I still have a lot of resentment and distrust for law enforcement. I'm dealing better with the emotions and thoughts. Even years after Gil's death, I still have periods of depression and being treated as of today. One of the things the victim's family should pay close attention to are children and young adults, because they may be more affected by the death than the older adults. Grief lasts as long as it takes to adjust the changes in your life after the loss. It could last for months, even years. Grieving has no time table. thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and other responses may come and go during this time. There is no right or wrong way to grieve. Beware, grief can lead to depression. And if you think you need professional help, do all you can to get it. That is my word of wisdom for today. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you so much, Brother Calvert, for speaking with us today and joining us again. And please, I'm not sure if you have that typed out or it would be, well, I'm just thinking off the spot to put on the Stolen Lives October 22nd website and also the Facebook. We can put that statement out and circulate it because it was so eloquent. And I'm not sure if everybody got to hear everything that you said today. And I would love for them to review that if that's possible.
Yes, I have it saved on my computer.
Cool. We look forward to reading that. Thank you so much for showing up and continuing to work.
Thank you.
Ibaye Ashe, to your son and to all the sons and daughters that we have lost to local law enforcement and international law enforcement. I would like to acknowledge before calling up this phenomenal, amazing artist where we are. I mentioned the GoFundMe, and I do want to give some acknowledgments to Elizabeth Ortiz. Thank you so much for your donation. An anonymous donor, Ingrid Hill, who's also working here and donating. Rosa, my partner, thank you so much. Luke, nephew of the Peace Poets, thank you for donating. I saw Brother Zaid mentioned in the chat that he will also donate. We appreciate you. And there's an opportunity before we close out, which we're closing out really soon, party people. Don't make me look bad. Like I said, we could do this 500 at very minimum. Please, let's gather up, dig into our pockets, and not just expect the people who've also been organizing behind the scenes or the families who've been given their energy and time to donate to this process and cause. Please, this space is very important, and that money does not go to anybody in this space. That money goes to facilitating this space. So whatever tech needs are needed, whatever spent behind the scenes for that to make happen is given directly to it. No one's getting any money from this. So thank you so much for donating in advance, and for making me look a little good on that tip. So thank you. I have the honor and pleasure. It's been years. A cousin of Nicholas Hayward Jr. and I also I feel like a cousin of mine because we've been in and out of so many spaces throughout the years. Speaking about her play that explores themes of Afrofuturism, police brutality, and grief. It is an extreme honor to welcome Yasmin Lancaster, second cousin of Nicholas Hayward Jr., who was killed by NYPD on September 27th, 1994. Ibaye Ashe to his father, Nicholas Hayward. And we love you and we love the family. Thank you so much for being with us. It's good to see you.
Hi, it's good to see you too, Spirit Child. Like I was sharing with Kathy behind the scenes, one of the best MCs ever for like organizing this kind of stuff, being behind the scenes, keeping the energy bright and cheerful. So I appreciate that. Thank you for that welcoming, wonderful intro. I know we are short on time, but I'm gonna make it work. That's what poets do. We're gonna use the time we have and make it work. Thank you again for acknowledging my family, Nicholas Naquan Hayward. And also his father. Yes, there's Nicholas. That's my cousin, and his dad, of course. So that is, that's my family for sure. And I would like to also offer my most sincere condolences to the families who have lost their loved ones in this past year, who are now part of this family and this organization, who really strives to make sure that the humanity of those who have been lost to senseless violence in this country is able to be acknowledged. But what I want to talk about right now is this fantastic play that's going to be taking place in October. And I'm really grateful to be able to partner with Stolen Lives. And so I'm just going to give you a little bit of a brief intro about the play. What Spirit Child mentioned is spot on. It's an Afro-futuristic play. It's a one-act play that it deals with themes of police brutality, and essentially, and grief, and like, what does it look like? The play is set in the future. It's a Black woman who is applying to the space program, and this is her final interview to see whether or not she's being accepted to the moon. The play is called The Little Prince. It is not based on the classic book. So the play itself is taking place at Wow Cafe Theater, and I'm really grateful that this particular theater has been accepted with a Lower East Side grant. And so there's a festival that's ongoing. It kicked off in June. It's called the Festival of Joy and Resilience, which is something that I'm sure all of us can relate to, this idea of joy, this idea of resilience. And so this particular play is taking place October 22nd to October 27th. Wow Cafe Theater is in New York City. To be more specific, it's in the Lower East Side on East 4th Street. And at the end, I'll put in the chat like the exact addresses. So it's kicking off on October 22nd, and that's not an accident. October 22nd is also the National Day of Protest to stop police brutality, repression, and the criminalization of a generation. And so what was really important to me is that in doing these dates for the show, that we kick off on the 22nd. And so what I would like to offer to all the families, whether they're in the tri-state area or whether they are across the country, on the day of October 22nd at the theater, specifically on that day, although we can work with families if there's a little challenge that they can't make that day. But on that day in particular, the theater will be closed to anyone else that wishes to see the play, and will only be open to families who have lost loved ones due to police brutality. And so that is a way of giving back. As having lost a cousin, that was incredibly important to me. And then losing his father, who was such a soldier that really, really supported so many families behind the scenes. It's having gone through the grief of losing someone, right, in the physical space, untimely, right, and how that impacts a family. I really wanted to be able to give back to those who I know what it feels like. So on that particular day, if one is interested in attending the play, all you need to do is email stolenlivesprojectonline@gmail.com. At this time, there'll be later on we'll be able to connect you directly to how you'll be able to get tickets and not pay. So that's just for families on October 22nd, that you're able to sit down, able to enjoy the play. And the hope is that you go to the protest, you're out there celebrating, out there making your voices heard, and then you sit down and able to go to a play that is basically being catered to you, and be able to talk in community with others. The arts are incredibly important. It's an opportunity to be able to share, and I will be there, and you can see some fantastic work. So again, the play is taking place October 22nd to October 27th at the Wow Cafe Theater, which is 59-61 East 4th Street on the 4th floor in New York. And the kickoff for families is on October 22nd. And I want to, I hope to see you all there. And if you're interested in attending, then, you can just please email stolenlivesprojectsonline@gmail.com. And in the subject, just be like, I want tickets to the play, okay? And how many people you would like to attend. I think that's all I have to really say at this point. I know we are short on time, but I want to again thank everyone for all the efforts behind the scene. Kathy Chang, I want to thank Spirit Child, Rosa, the family, the families, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you. Thank you again, and have a wonderful evening.
Wow, we look forward to seeing you. That's amazing. That's October 22nd, party people. Y'all out there, if you don't know, that is the National and International Day of Protest against police brutality and the criminalization of our youth. So brilliant that you're doing that, and also brilliant that you're lending this cultural lens. And I'm so proud to call you cousin, kind of motivation to be in the midst of your energy. Thank you for that. And also, as Baba Zaid mentioned, October 22nd is the birthday of Brother Chairman Bobby Seale as well. So it's a revolutionary day. Please take advantage of what Yasmin mentioned. Wow Cafe, October 22nd to the 27th, yes?
Yes, that's absolutely right. And on the 22nd in particular, the theater is going to be closed off to anyone else that wants to see the play. That's for the families. However, if the families want to see on the 23rd or any other day, they're welcome to, and they don't have to pay. But really, the 22nd is essentially for them on that day. The other days will be open to the general public. It's about a half an hour play. I would say it's not really for little kids. The themes in it, I would say maybe you have like a 10 or 11-year old's fine, maybe not a baby, and but of course it could be opportunity for a child that has experience, like I think baby Messiah that was speaking earlier, and my condolences to his family. This could be a potential space for them to be able to process that, but I would say, like, being a parent, I'm not a parent yet, but like basically for parents to think ahead, but definitely for high schoolers, absolutely, definitely for maybe junior high school kids, and you can make that choice as a individual, but and no one under 5 for sure. It's just that's not the play for them. Sorry, boo boo. But yeah, I hope to see y'all, and I'm gonna put the information in the chat. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Please
You're
do.
welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope everyone's hearing that. That is a very artistic, therapeutic, cultural, revolutionary space that's being created by Yasmin. Thank you for lending that offering to the families and to yourself. And I really I love you. Thank you so much. That's great. Appreciate it. We are closing. We are getting to our close. Ibaye Ashe Sandra Bland. If there's any other names, please put it in the chat. I know it's really important to say these names out loud, and I'm apologizing that the chat is moving really fast. If there's any names that you feel before we leave and close this space to just shout out and to call out, we're on our last final stretch. We're going to have Kimberly Vaughn back on to lead us in the Stolen Lives Pledge. And before we do that, I would love to just take that opportunity to say some names that were not mentioned out loud, if you have any. If you don't, it's fine. We see them in the chat. We did libations earlier, just coming full circle and making sure that we remember not to forget anyone and leave no one behind. And remember, really even more important, that person that is no longer with us has sparked, fueled, engaged, and birthed so many ideas, ideologies, and people to fight against the injustices that we're plagued with on a systemic scale, as Brother Ali had mentioned earlier. So I don't see any names. I left a little bit of space. Big up to Scott as well behind the scenes. Big up KB. Big up Ingrid. Big up Kathy Chang. Big up Baba Zaid. Big up Joshua Lopez, who's not here in this space but always coming through. Juanita Young. Enough respect to Lumi holding it down. The last MC who came through, Jen Dog. I know you had tech issues. We love you. We know you always show up. Love you and love to the fam and everything. Art Blakey for the video. Big up to Steve Yip, Carl Dix, Revolutionary Communist Party, Black Panther Party of Self-Defense, Young Lords, Malcolm X Grassroots Committee, Pop, everybody that's in the streets organizing, Stolen Lives, all the peoples that are doing this and making this happen. Gilbert A. Barber, Ibaye Ashe, Jonathan Victor, Ibaye Ashe, Kiana Nicole Blakey. Thank you so much for putting the names back in and circling full round. Ibaye Ashe. And to all the ancestors that we did not call, Vito Hall, Ibaye Ashe, the ones that we did not call, we know you're with us each and every day to make our way possible, as mentioned. Right now, I'm going to call up Kimberly Vaughn to close us out. Once again, the former wife of Muhammad Isafan, who was killed by Akron, Ohio police on December 15th, 2019. Thank you for your strength. You are inspirational. Thank you for your smile. Thank you for the little engine that will do. And thank you for the cupcakes that you have brought into the world. And I appreciate you and everything that you have to offer. Thank you so much.
And thank you again, Spirit. You're always with us. I want to take just a quick second to invite everyone to light a candle with me so we can share that light with our loved ones above, wherever they are. And also for all the ones that couldn't be honored tonight or couldn't be mentioned, we haven't forgotten you. When we fight for our one, we fight for you too. When we fight for one, we fight for all of them. So, in every Stolen Live honor, I light this candle, light one with me, across the country, light it up for our loved ones. We pledge that the life and the humanity of these stolen lives will not be forgotten. We pledge that their highest hopes and aspirations will live on in us, and that we will seek justice for these and all stolen lives. In this way, we pledge that their memory will stay alive and will inspire us to fight for justice and a better world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And in mentioning Juanita Young, Ibaya shared to Malcolm Ferguson. I don't think we've called his name out loud, and it would be a missed opportunity to do that. Thank you for closing us out. Please do, again, everyone donate, light your candles. This has been a very heavy space, and I hope you do feel lifted and inspired to continue to organize and to celebrate in revolution. There's a space for you, always here with you, as you see the families who, in any space that I've been organizing in my decades of organizing, this is the most honorable spaces to be. The way Nicholas would go with Juanita to California to support Oscar Grant's mother throughout the nation, throughout this world, the way the family stood with each other. There is no other better revolutionary act than this act of love and unconditional love for our people. So I really hope that you continue to be with the families, and I hope that your family will not have to be inducted. And we do whatever we can do to stop this oppression. We appreciate you all. Thank you. What up? We still riding with you. Some stop, gave up. I'm on the course with you, walk with you, talk with you. You gave a mother's love for our children, building a revolution. Yes, we were building. You're someone of the street sound. Star like Sicilian, I'm feeling this more. Must be more than this feeling. It's got to be real if you feel what I'm feeling.
More appeals that appealing. Still when I wait for the system. And I won't be a victim. And my freedom, still when I get them. More appeals that appealing. Still when I wait for the system. And I won't be a victim for my freedom. Still when I get them, rock when I lead them. Ibaye, Ibaye, Dano, Ibaye, Ibaye, Dano, Ibaye, Ibaye, Dano, Ibaye, Ibaye, Dano, Dano,
Look at your strong kin, what a legacy. We still great to be better than the enemy. I ain't your target practice, I'm blacksmith alchemy. We wait beyond average multiverse galaxy. That'll be nebula, cellular galaxy. All within I and me, all for the world to see. I talk, put around a speech. I walk, leave behind recliner seats. We put the rise in power to the rest in peace. Make your soul rise in power, suffering rest in peace. We love you.
Ibaye, Ibaye, yo. Ibaye, Shana Barande.